In today's video, we're going to be creating this really simple dental clinic hero section design. So let's get started. What we're going to do first is insert a frame. So I'm going to click on F and I'm going to select one of the presets, click on desktop, and I'm just going to bring it here. And I'm going to change the height to 810. Let's add the layout guide. So I'm just going to scroll down, go to layout guide and add the layout guide. Change the kind of guide to columns and change the count to 12. Make the margin 150 and we have that. Next, let's change the fill of our text, our frame. So we'll go through this one by one as we walk through the video, but they'll also be in the description below. So for the background color, this is our color. I'm just going to copy that here and I'm going to select our frame and I'm going to change the fill color to our background color. Next, let's insert a shape. I'm going to insert a rectangle. Click on R, insert a rectangle, and I'm going to change the dimensions to 1355 by 675. And I'm going to align this rectangle so that the top right corner of our rectangle is at the top right corner of our frame. Let's change the corner radius of the bottom left corner, and I'm going to expand this and I'm going to make the bottom left corner 150. Now I'm going to copy this color that says shape color and select this rectangle, paste it here, and we're going to change the fill color to this really light blue color. Now let's build out our header section. I'm going to come here, let's click on our logo text and see what it is. The typography for our logo, the name of the font is, I believe it's Norican. Sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Weight is regular, size is 24, and the line height is 32. I'm going to just bring in a copy of this into our frame, and I'm going to change the name of this text to our business name text, which is PearlSmile, like that. And I'm going to go ahead and build in the remaining content of our header section, but we're going to use a button for this time. So we're going to use the same button for the header as well as the call to action button in our text. So we can just build it out here. I'm just going to use Alt and create a copy. Before we do that, let me change the color of this our text to our text color. So I'm going to copy text color 1 and I'm going to go back to my logo text and I'm going to change the color of our text, our logo to text color 1. I'm going to select the text as well and I'm going to change the fill to our text color as well. Alright, what we're going to do next is make this an auto layout. And I'm going to change the left and right padding to 20 and we're going to make the bottom and top padding 7. Let's make the corner radius 20 and we have this header slash button. What we're going to do now is use Control Alt K, or you could just use the buttons, the actual button here, and then make it a component. I'm going to create a variant and I'm going to add a hover state. The hover state for this button is just going to be, we're going to add a stroke as our hover state. So I'm just going to add a stroke over our button. I'm going to make the thickness of the width of the line 2. And we have this really nice line. We're going to change the color of this hover button to the same color as the text. So what I'm going to do is copy the code for the color for this text and I'm going to paste it here. Once again, if you save the style, you can just reuse the style. And finally, let's add the press state. I'm going to copy this. We'll remove the stroke, add the fill, change the fill color to this text color, and now select the background color, copy the background color, and we're going to change the fill of that color to this color, and this is the button we have. Now go to prototype, Let's connect these two, and it's going to be, while hovering, it's going to change to variant 2. Smart animate, the curve is going to be ease in and out. Let's leave it at 300 milliseconds. Come to this one, it's going to be, while pressing, we're going to have the same thing, smart animate, ease in and out, and 300 milliseconds, and we have our button. Let's go ahead and bring in copies of this button into our frame. So I'm just going to select let me go back to design. I'm just going to select a copy of this and bring it into our frame. I'm going to duplicate this 3 more times. No, it's supposed to be 5, so I'm just going to create 5 copies because that's the number we're going to need. The first one is going to be home, second one is going to be about, third is going to be services, fourth is going to be our approach, and finally we have contact. I'm going to select all of these buttons and I'm going to make them an auto layout. The gap is going to be 0. Next, let's align this entire frame to the edge of the 9th column here. Select this other one, make it an auto layout, and we'll just leave everything like that. Next, let's check the alignment or the spacing between the top of our frame to our header. So I'm just going to use Alt and I'm going to check the spacing, and it's going to be 60 from the top. Now we can go ahead and build in our text area. Let's go to this text, let's look at it. The name of this particular, the typography of this font, name of font is Playfair display, weight is regular, size is 54, the line height is 60. So I'm just going to go in and bring in a copy. I'm going to change the text color to text color 1. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to select this text and I'm going to change the fill to our text color. Let's come here. I'm going to copy our tagline and it's going to be smile naturally, smile confidently, and Control Shift and V so that we'll have the same formatting as the destination of the text we are pasting our tagline into. And I'm just going to make sure it's aligned properly, and this is what we have. We want our tagline on 2 different lines. Next, we're going to select this text that says body text. The typography is open sans, weight is regular, size is 24, the line height is 32. Grab a copy of this text. This time we're going to use text color 2. I'm going to copy that and I'm going to change the fill of this text to our second text color. Go to this, copy this content, or you can type it in or whatever, Control Shift and V, so you match the formatting of the text you are pasting, so that the text will be pasted in the same format as what we already have there. And I'm just going to reduce this, and we have this tagline, this content. So next, this time we're going to first of all build in another call to action button. I just wanted to add this one filled in so that you can give our viewers or whoever is looking at it an idea of what our buttons look like. So I'm going to just copy this and bring this in. So this is going to be the same text as our header slash button, and I'm just going to go here and see that it's exactly the same thing with the header slash button. And I'm just going to make this an auto layout, and the same with what we did with the other button. The left and right padding is going to be 20, the top and bottom padding is going to be 7, the corner radius is going to be 20, and this is what we have. Next, for the fill color, I'm going to use this same fill. We're going to have this effect. So go to text color 1. I'm going to copy text color 1 here, and I'm going to add a fill, change the fill to that color. Next, copy the background color, or if you saved it, you can use it. I'm going to come here, select the text, and I'm going to change the fill to our background color. Finally, for this part, we're going to just use the button for this particular one, and it's going to be learn more. So what we're going to do now is align these two. I'm going to just make them an auto layout. We're going to make the gap between them 20. Next, select all of these contents, make them an auto layout, and we're going to make the gap 20. Now select the header section, select this section, and we're going to make sure the spacing is 130. And now let's take a moment to look at it in the prototype view. I'm just going to go here and run the prototype. And yeah, our prototype has loaded, and this is what we have. If you feel like these buttons are too close to each other, you can reduce them, but we have limited space because our image is going to be here. But this is what we have with the current design. Now let's go ahead and add our image and the other elements. So the image we're going to use just one image. The link to this image will be in the description below. So we're going to select the image and we're going to change the dimensions. We're going to make the width 460. Now for the height, double click, go to crop, and we're going to reduce this to 640, like so. And what I'm going to do now is kind of zoom in into our face so that we can have it much. So I'm just going to move this image around until we have maybe something like this. Enter, and this is what we have. Close this. Next, let's go to the corner radius. We're going to change the corner radius of the top right, bottom right, and the top left, bottom left, and the bottom right. So I'm going to make this 220. This is going to be 220 as well. Final, which is the bottom right, is going to be 220. Now let's grab our image and we're going to bring it into our frame and align it to the top right corner of our frame. Now we can add those sort of white choosers cards. Let's start by running a plugin. So I'm going to use Iconify. I'm just going to go to plugins and I'm going to run Iconify, and I want to use a check mark. So let me search for check, and we just have this check mark. I'm just going to choose the first option and bring it into our frame. Let me zoom in. Let's select our check mark. We're going to change the dimensions to 35 by 35. Next, let's add an ellipse. I'm just going to insert a circle and I'm going to bring this in. We're going to change the dimensions to 45 by 45. I'm going to bring this check mark over the circle. I'm going to use my right square arrow to bring it to the front, and I'm going to align it. I'm going to change the color of the circle to this circle color. I'm going to copy the code here, go back to my circle and select the circle. I'm going to change the fill color to this. For our check mark, we're going to make it our background color. I'm going to copy this color and I'm going to select our icon and I'm going to change the color to this. Now select the circle and the arrow, make it an auto layout. Next, let's add in our text. So what I'm going to do is this is our text. So it's currently set to open sans regular, size is 16, and the line height is going to be 24. It's very similar to our header, but we want it to be 22 instead. So I will just have a bit more space, and I'm just going to select this and bring in a copy into our frame. Let me bring this here. I'm going to make the line height 22. The width of the text is currently set to 227, and that's what I want. So don't change the width of that. Select these two and select these two. Make it an auto layout. Next, let's look at this. We're going to make the padding for the left and right 10 and the padding for the top and bottom 10. The gap should be 10 as well. So this is what we have, and I'm going to add a fill color. So click on fill. For the fill, we're going to use the background color this time. So I'm just going to go back, copy the color for our background color. Once again, if you've saved these styles, these color styles, you can reuse it. Select this, and I'm going to change the fill color to this. Let's change our text color as well. Let me just select this, and I'm just going to copy the text color. You can, if you've saved it, once again, use it. I'm going to change the fill to our text color. Final detail is modifying the corner radius for 3 of the sides. So for the top right, top left, it's going to be 50, bottom left 50, and for the top right is also going to be 50 as well. And we have this shape. Now we're just going to move this to about here, and I'm just going to bring it to hereabouts, and I'm going to create a copy of this, and I'm going to bring this one to about here. So it's currently 65, and I'm going to use my arrow key to just move this in. So if you want exact, it's going to be aligned to this gutter here, and then finally, oops, I'm going to use Alt to create one more copy to bring this here, and we have this aligned like this. Now let's change the text for this. This feels spaced out a bit too much. Let's make it 55, or you know what, let's make it 45. Yeah, this feels much better. I'm just going to move this out of the way a bit. So I'm not really checking the measurements. You can use an exact measurement if you're more comfortable. So I'm going to copy this text, and I'm going to Control Shift V to paste it. Come back to this text as well, copy it, Control Shift and V to paste that, and we have this. So let's zoom out. This I've maybe unintentionally moved this rectangle out of place. Normally I tend to put these ones last because you don't want to mess with it while you're designing. Okay, we are done with our video. You can add some drop shadows or some effects to this if you want to, but this is a very simple, very quick design. Let's go back to our prototype, and yeah, we have our design. We have our buttons. You can click on them, and you can add some hover effects on all of this. Well, we are done with this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.